Are you curious about Apple's remarkable success with the iPhone? Well, did you know that before revolutionizing the world of smartphones in 2007, Apple made its entry into the world of small portable devices in 2001 with the launch of the iPod. The iPod was a groundbreaking product that changed the way people interacted with music and paved the way for Apple's future innovations. Want to learn more about the incredible story behind the iPod's success, the lessons learned, and the lightning-fast development of the prototype in just 8 months? Then buckle up and get ready for an exciting journey that will take you back to the genesis of one of the greatest innovation successes of the early 21st century.
We have developed a 60-page visual guidebook on how to develop an innovation strategy. It is a fully illustrated step-by-step guide to building the foundation of an innovation system. Click the link in the description below to download it for free.
In the early 2000s, the world of portable music was dominated by bulky, expensive compact discs, or CD players, and clunky MP3 players. People dreamed of a device that could store all their favorite songs in one compact, stylish package. Let me tell you a story about Tony Fadell and his quest to bring digital music to the masses. It was an exciting time, with music technology rapidly evolving. People had gone from listening to vinyl records and cassette tapes to CDs, but Tony Fadell saw an opportunity to revolutionize the industry with a new way of experiencing music. He knew it wouldn't be easy. He had to navigate the complex world of patents and licensing agreements to create a device that could store and play digital music files. But he was determined to make it happen, and he worked tirelessly to bring his vision to life. As he tinkered with different designs and technologies, he kept a close eye on the changing music landscape. He saw the rise of portable music players and knew that this was the future of music consumption. Interestingly, in this era, some people were such big fans of certain music groups that they would buy the same album multiple times under different formats. This might seem strange to some today, but it was actually quite common at the time. For example, if a fan had purchased an album on vinyl in 1980 and then the same album was released on CD in 1990, they might buy the CD version as well, even though they already owned the music. This was partly due to the overall enhanced user experience, including the ease of use of a CD compared to a vinyl disc. This practice was not limited to vinyl and CD releases either. When a popular artist reissued an album with a remastered sound, some fans would buy it again just to hear the new version. As music consumption shifted to digital formats, the question of whether people would purchase the same music they already owned arose once more. The issue with digital music was that if you owned a CD, you had the right to listen to that music on your computer. But at that time, there was no easy or legal way to transfer the music from the CD to your computer or portable music player. As a result, many people turned to downloading music as MP3 files from the internet, which was illegal and associated with piracy. The music industry was fighting against this, as they were losing revenue and feared the loss of their intellectual property rights. To combat this, the music industry began to offer legal digital downloads through platforms like Apple iTunes. This allowed people to purchase digital music legally and in high-quality format. This leads us to the highlight of the story, the man behind the innovation of Apple iTunes and iPod. Although at first, many people will think of Steve Jobs, there is another innovator behind it, Tony Fadell. Steve Jobs, the visionary CEO of Apple, had a mission. He tasked his hardware engineering chief, John Rubinstein, with finding the missing piece to revolutionize the music industry. John searched high and low until he stumbled upon Tony Fadell, a former employee of General Magic and Philips. Tony Fadell had the brilliant idea to create a superior MP3 player and a complementary music sales store. Tony Fadell, a tech enthusiast and entrepreneur, made a name for himself after graduating from the University of Michigan. His skills and contributions earned him recognition in the industry, including developing handheld devices for Philips. He had a proven track record, having developed the Philips Velo and Nino PDA. But unfortunately, Real Networks, Sony, and Philips had already passed on his project. This was for many reasons, which could include how digital music had a reputation as illegal, and no one would want to be associated with such. At the time, one of the most popular websites for downloading illegal music was Napster, and the music industry was taking legal action against the site to try and stem the tide of piracy. It was a challenging time for companies in the music industry as they struggled to find a way to adapt to the new reality of digital music. Even established companies like Philips, which had a reputation for creating high-quality audio products, were hesitant to get involved in anything that could be seen as supporting illegal music. In 1999, Fadell founded Fuse, aiming to create a small and hard disk-based music player and online store for music. Although he failed to secure a second round of funding, his passion for innovation led him to join Apple. Tony Fadell's dream of creating a revolutionary music player was finally realized when he was hired by Apple in 2001 as an independent contractor to work on the project codenamed P68. With most of Apple's engineering manpower and resources already dedicated to the iMac line, Fadell put together a team of experienced engineers from his startup company Fuse and from General Magic and Philips to build the core development team for the iPod. It all began when Tony Fadell partnered with a company called PortalPlayer to design software for the device, which would eventually become the iPod OS. In just 8 months, Fadell's team and PortalPlayer had completed a prototype of the groundbreaking device. The display was created in-house by Apple design engineer Jonathan Ive. The device's physical appearance was inspired by the 1958 Braun T3 transistor radio designed by Dieter Rams, while the wheel-based user interface drew on Bang & Olufsen's Biocom 6000 telephone. Apple also contracted another company, Pixo, to help design and implement the user interface, along with other key components like Unicode, memory management, and event processing under Steve Jobs' direct supervision. Meanwhile, John Rubinstein had made a fortuitous discovery during a trip to Japan: the missing link to the Toshiba hard disk drive. He purchased the rights to it for Apple and also made substantial progress on other hardware components like the screen and battery. The swift development of the iPod prototype is a testament to the ingenuity and efficiency of the teams involved. It's impressive that they were able to create a workable prototype in just 8 months, which is a relatively short amount of time for such a groundbreaking product. The iPod was introduced in October 2001 with a 5GB hard drive, a monochrome LCD screen, and a mechanical scroll wheel. It was compatible with Apple's iTunes software, which allowed users to easily manage their music library and transfer songs to the device. Over the years, Apple released numerous iterations of the iPod, including the iPod mini, the iPod Shuffle, and the iPod Touch, which added new features like color screens, touch controls, and Wi-Fi connectivity. The iPod was immensely popular and helped to establish Apple as a leader in the digital music industry. One key factor in the speedy development of the iPod was Apple's collaboration with external companies. While Apple was not heavily involved in external partnerships at the time of the iPod's development, it did collaborate with 2 key external companies to create the groundbreaking device. By partnering with PortalPlayer and Pixo, Apple was able to tap into a wealth of specialized knowledge and expertise, which helped to accelerate the development process. This kind of collaboration and openness is not uncommon in many industries, as it allows organizations to leverage the strengths of other organizations to create a better end product. And in the case of the iPod, with Tony Fadell's innovative ideas and John's technical expertise, the two joined forces to bring the world the first ever iPod. It was certainly a successful strategy, as the device went on to revolutionize the music industry and set the stage for Apple's continued success. In the late 2000s, however, the rise of smartphones with built-in music players began to overshadow the iPod. In 2007, Apple released the iPhone, which included a music player and quickly became a popular alternative to the iPod. As a result, Apple began to phase out the iPod in favor of its more versatile and powerful smartphones. Today, the iPod is no longer a major product for Apple, and the company has largely shifted its focus to the iPhone and other mobile devices. However, the iPod remains an important part of Apple's history and played a significant role in revolutionizing the music industry and paving the way for the digital media landscape we know today. The story of the iPod is packed with important lessons that can be applied to any organization. The first lesson we can learn from the story of the iPod is the importance of diversifying your skills and capabilities. Even if you are already the best in your industry, Apple was renowned for its expertise in creating personal computers, both portable and desktop. However, the creation of the iPod required a different set of skills and knowledge, such as designing hardware components, creating software, and understanding the music industry. By bringing in new talent and working with external partners, Apple was able to extend its expertise beyond personal computers and create a groundbreaking product that transformed the music industry. In today's dynamic and rapidly evolving business landscape, where markets are constantly shifting and new technologies are emerging, it is essential to diversify one's skills and capabilities to stay competitive. Organizations that are willing to bring in new talent and work with external partners are often the ones that are able to create game-changing products and achieve great success. By diversifying their skills and capabilities, individuals and organizations can stay ahead of the curve and remain relevant in their industries. Another important lesson we can learn from the story of the iPod is the value of determination and persistence when working on a challenging project. Tony Fadell's determination to develop a portable digital music player against all odds and with numerous obstacles is a testament to the power of perseverance. Tony Fadell's persistence was critical in overcoming the technical challenges that arose during the development of the iPod. The device required a unique combination of hardware and software, and the team encountered numerous obstacles along the way. However, Fadell remained committed to finding a solution, and he worked tirelessly to identify and address each issue as it arose. In addition to technical challenges, Tony Fadell also faced skepticism from investors who were unsure about the potential of the iPod. However, he refused to give up on the project, and he continued to pitch the idea to investors until he found the support he needed to bring it to market. In today's fast-paced and constantly changing demands, it is important to remain determined and persistent in the face of challenges. Many of the most successful products and companies are the result of years of hard work and perseverance, and those who are willing to stick with a project through the ups and downs are often the ones who come out on top. Last but not least, another important lesson we can learn from the story of the iPod is the importance of humility and collaboration when working on something new. When venturing into uncharted territory, it's important to recognize that you may not have all the knowledge or expertise necessary to succeed on your own. By partnering with external organizations or experts, you can bring in new perspectives, specialized knowledge, and valuable experience that can help to speed up the development process and improve the end product. In the case of the iPod, Apple recognized that they need to work with external partners like PortalPlayer, Pixo, and Toshiba to create a product that could revolutionize the music industry. This approach of collaborating with external partners and bringing in specialized knowledge and expertise is often referred to as open innovation. Open innovation can help companies to speed up the development process, access new markets, and bring new ideas to fruition. The story of the iPod is a great example of open innovation in action. By collaborating with external partners, Apple brought in specialized knowledge and expertise that helped accelerate the iPod's development and create a groundbreaking product. It's worth noting that the success of iTunes was not a foregone conclusion, and Steve Jobs had to work hard to convince the music industry to get on board with the platform. However, with his trademark charisma and persuasive skills, he was able to make the case for iTunes as a legitimate and profitable way for the music industry to distribute their content. The success story of the iPod provides several valuable lessons for businesses and industries. Firstly, diversifying one's skill set and knowledge is essential, especially when venturing into uncharted territory. Secondly, determination and persistence are critical for overcoming obstacles and achieving success, especially when working on challenging projects. Last but not least, collaboration with external partners or open innovation can bring in new perspectives, specialized knowledge, and valuable experience that can help to speed up the development process and improve the end product. The creation of iTunes was another key component in the iPod's success, which allowed users to purchase and manage their music library in one place. Steve Jobs had to work hard to convince the music industry to get on board with the platform. Ultimately, the iPod's success was due to its innovative design, stylish appearance, user-friendly interface, advanced features, and strategic partnerships.